How's it going, folks? Brian Cusco here at Triple B. Today's guest, Mr. Dan Mulleary from DM Exotics, is no stranger to the show. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you've seen Dan many times. He never fails to impress me with the new animals that he brings through for us to check out, and the variety and the different species that he always has to work with. And today's no exception. The first thing he shows is really awesome. The second thing he shows is really awesome, but he really outdid himself this time with the third thing he brings out of the bag. So just watch to the end if you want to see, if you want to really see what happens here. He outdid himself. Never before. Every guest going forward is going to have a huge gap to fill, a huge void to fill, a huge space to fill. You're watching Triple B TV.
I already know that every time I come to the show, dude, that I need you. just because of obviously the diversity you have, but I don't know. It's just something in my head. I know, like if I'm going to the show and you're going to be there, like my request is for you to come and do it.
Yeah, and it's. I don't want to sound egotistical, but I think just about everybody that walks through this door of this building at any expo and they know like who's who and what's what, they also know they need to come by my table just to see something new. You know what I mean? So you're no different than everybody else, really. I try to, I raise the bar high, and I try to get there every show with something different. So it's tough.
There was a comment you made on a thing recently. Somebody put up like, oh yeah, working hard, like working hard to promote this stuff, and like working hard. And you said, you've worked hard enough when you don't have to promote your stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that definitely holds true
advertise.
For you. Advertise, yeah. That definitely holds
No, it's true. I don't advertise. Yeah. I mean, very rarely. Sometimes you may rarely see a post for me advertising something, but usually it's before I have travel and I need to get some animals gone. But beyond that, I really have no need to post any animals for sale. And not to offend anybody that's watching, but I feel like when you post, you are trying to grab anybody and everything you can. And you end up sometimes with some really crazy customers that are like out of control.
And then like that shit,
and then the same people that are posting ads, then they complain. Say, I can't believe my customer did this. They asked me for 25 photos and and you see the same people that are advertising always complaining about customers. And I don't have any customers like that because I just have like all my repeat customers. And if people come to me, they're reaching out to me, not through an ad. They're just coming to me because they know who I am and I have what they want. I don't have any nonsense. Sometimes, but very rarely. So I kind of cut out the riffraff by doing that. Posting ads that's on a whole nother level. But you know what? When you don't have to, then it's all good. So that's where I'm at, but it took a lot of years to get there.
Sure, no doubt. Yeah, a lot of hard work and then being really into it. You're way into it. And it shows on everything.
And I respond to everybody. I answer all the questions. Even the questions, that are like, can you help me be an importer? And it's like, I'll answer some of those questions. I'm not going to hold someone's hand through it, but I know that the hardest part of that is finding a legitimate supplier that won't rip you off. That's the biggest obstacle. So like, I'll give people the link to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife link to, go ahead, apply for your import-export license. Go for it. I did it for the first time like a long time ago. I did it myself. So go ahead. That's the easy part.
Right.
So I even answer those.
Trust.
Yeah, I even answer all those emails. I don't just stay silent like everybody did to me back in the day when I was asking. I will answer questions, but I'm not giving away the farm.
Right.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Well, obviously we want you to see the animals you brought to the table.
Yeah, for sure. You want to start?
Yeah,
let's do it. So this one I brought because you commented on one of my videos. I had him on display yesterday, but he kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I thought about midday I had to put him back under the table. But It's for sale. I don't need to sell it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just mess with your mic just a tad.
Yep.
It's a nice soft shirt when it makes it
Yeah,
right.
right. So, this is that Peleus fusca, the youngster that I got, and he's been feeding and doing well, but you can see his nose, he was pushing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, even
so
just
it's like,
for a half day
yeah, I
of
gotta
pushing a
stop
bit.
that. Yeah,
Right.
I had to put a stop to it. But really
Dude,
cool snake.
It is a really cool snake.
When they hatch out, just like all Pitaya species, just about all the Pitayas, they have a green hue to them, and it comes off usually with the first shed. It comes off a lot, and then as they grow, the green starts to kind of fade out. And then these animals, as adults, a lot of the time I see them, they're like kind of like a faint blue color, starting here and about mid-body, and then it goes to like a bronze color. But really interesting snake. They get really big and super visual, and they just act different than all the other Pitayas in the genus. It's hard to describe, but the way they eat, they chew. Like other Pitayas they'll grab food and then they'll swallow it, right? So their chewing mechanism is basically to get that thing down the throat. These guys will chew without, almost like a rear fang would do. They chew, and they're not really trying to get it down their gullet so fast, which is really different. And it kind of makes me wonder if maybe they are rear fang and people haven't really
Haven't
a
felt it
look
yet?
at it. Yeah, because they really act different during feeding. Like it's almost like they know maybe that they are rear fanged and they're getting that chew in. It's hard to explain, but this species it just acts a lot different than the others in the genus. It's very strange.
The thing that draws me to it immediately is that one of the really coolest things I love about snakes is their tongues.
Yeah.
And how they use them and the way they use
And
them.
that's a huge extended tongue.
That is a huge tongue.
I know. It's
And the way they
out.
move it is just incredible.
Yeah, it's way out there.
So badass.
And I dropped a real fast video. I don't know if you saw it, but I had a gravid female come in like a week ago.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, so she laid 5 good eggs for me on Friday morning, I think it was. Yeah, Friday morning, early morning. So they're in the incubator. So hopefully, with some luck, that will come to fruition, and we'll see some little hatchlings.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't have stayed any more perfect for the camera there, man.
Yeah, you need to get any B-roll? You're good.
Maybe after the fact we'll
Okay.
go run through them again.
All
but
right.
you got some. Yeah.
Getting them in the
At
bag
first,
is
that
fun.
animal gave me a run for my money.
I saw that. I recognized it happening, so I was like,
Hey,
let's see
I'm
if
up
we
for the
can.
challenge. But that was a very...
Hey, people are always saying their snakes are so smart. This one was smart enough to see you struggling and posed for you.
It's all that good karma I've done.
And this one is very rare. This is the same genus as the flying snake, the paradise flying snake.
That's what I thought.
And this is Chrysopelea Peleus. It's a very, very rare snake. I think it only probably comes from Malaysia. I haven't seen any of these from any of the other neighboring countries.
How the hell is that tongue action, dude?
Isn't that weird?
That's wicked, dude.
It probably should not look at you. It should look at the camera. Wave your arm a little bit and get it.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Oh, wow, there we go.
Wow. So it's related to the flying.
Same genus, different
Does it
species
still do
in
the
the genus.
flap out and ghost, or it's just
You know,
the
it
non-flying
doesn't.
version?
It feels very different. It doesn't feel like the paradise flying snake. It doesn't have the same scalation. I haven't seen them.
Does it do the same?
It doesn't
is
really
is it like a
flatten out like
non-flying,
that.
the non-gliding version?
Yeah, that's the way I kind of look at it. It has the same head the same headbands and a lot of similarities, but it doesn't.
That's what I thought it was when I walked by your table and glanced. I thought, oh,
Right.
some more Paradise Flying
Right.
Snakes, but-
And when they're not out and excited and they take in that extra air, they kind of like they're in the cage and they're kind of like all sucked up a little bit, and you don't see all the scales and the color on the side. It's kind of like a light blue, like a sky blue color.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but you won't see it when they're just chilling, you know, like trying to hide and be, you know, be nothing in that cage with all the activity. But when they come out and they're excited and puff up a little bit, then they show their true potential. It's pretty cool, really interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
This one I definitely want to get some
Yeah, for
afterwards
sure,
B-roll.
for sure. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
You got one more bag.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for this?
I hope so. I'm ready as I'm ever going to
This is one of the most addicting things that I come across sometimes at the reptile shows. Breakfast burritos. Yeah, that's right. And I got salsa in here too. And napkins.
I really want. I was gonna make a point at some point, like while we were talking in the beginning. I was gonna make a point about you, not just like but the professionalism that you have, but also your wonderful sense of
Oh,
humor.
you should have made that point.
I think you made it for
But
me.
these are good, man. Do it. Mmm.
Oh my gosh.
Hope you're not vegan or anything.
Just no sugar.
There's no sugar in there.
All right.
I told him to hold the sugar. That's how we do
You're
it.
the man, dude.
All right.
That's a mic drop right there.
Yep. Next person that comes out, do some interviews. You better come up with something good.
I think we should make this a tradition for sure.
All right, so I think you all can understand why that was my favorite thing that Dan brought to the show so far. Still thinking back to that. I haven't eaten a tortilla in quite some time now. Sounds good. Next week's guest is our final guest of the Pomona interviews, and it is Mr. Jay Summers, bringing even more rare species for us to check out. And then we're just going to continue on with more Triple B interviews at different shows with more animals, more cool stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying this whole thing I'm taking on. If you have anything that you'd like to see in particular, or somebody you'd like me to have on, leave a comment down below so I know. Make sure to turn on the notifications so you know when we post, which is, whenever we do. And until next week, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care.
Yep. Good stuff. All right.
It's so good.
You're gonna have to share that with Riley because I didn't know he was gonna be here.
Yeah, you get half, bro.
All right. Put the food away. Get your B-roll. That was a clean snake bag too, by the way.
No real
I'm
men
like,
were-
dude, you need to come to America and see all the new millennials and all the fancy colors. And yeah, I'm not doing those tight pants, but
I've got this automatic very white thing going on this morning. I'm trying to not be part of. But
right.
yeah, it's gonna be a brutal day today a little bit.
Freaking turn on the focus next time, you dum-dum.